Hi there everybody, this is Natasha Wilkinson, your independent Scentsy consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. So we have been going through our new catalogue for Autumn Winter 2022 and going through our fragrance families. So let's talk about the fresh fragrance family today. Here in Region 3 there are 20 fresh scents. It always tends to be one of our larger fragrance families here in Australia. And I will say for me, fresh scents, I'm either going to love them or I'm either going to hate them. There are a lot of fresh scents that I just aren't in my wheelhouse because they can come across too salty sea air or too just plain aquatic, or to just clean linen. I don't tend to gravitate towards those ones. But then once in a while I will come across a fresh scent that has a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a maybe fruity or a floral amendment to it, a little bit of a tropical note to it that I absolutely fall in love with and I can't live without. So for me, fresh scents can kind of go either way for me. So let's talk about what Scentsy describe fresh scents as. They describe fresh scents as from the spa to the beach to a sunny meadow stroll. Includes notes like fresh air, linen, lavender, mint, just cut grass. So first one we're going to talk about, and I will say I'm pleasantly surprised when I went through and did my colour coding. So for me, if I've tried a scent, I will colour code it, whether it's something that would absolutely go into my Scentsy club, if it were to retire, something that I would think about putting in my Scentsy club, and if I don't put in my Scentsy club, I would pick up a bunch of if it retire, something that I might buy a few of and enjoy, but I wouldn't die if it went away, and if I didn't have the finances to pick up a few of them, it wouldn't particularly bother me. I can warm them, enjoy them, and then move on to the next scent. And then ones that I would not purchase again that I do not like. So that's kind of how my colour coding goes within my book. And as I said, I was surprised at how much of the French scents I have actually tried. There are only, out of the 20 scents, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 scents that I have not tried, and in those 6 scents, 2 of those scents I've actually tried in other products other than wax. So really, if I were to include the other products other than wax, there would be only 4 scents out of the fresh category that I have not tried. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Aloe Water and Cucumber. I've brought a bar of this, but I have yet to get around to warming it, but I have had this in Scentsy Soak. I've had it in the fragrance flowers, and I think I think I might have had it in cleaning products. So Aloe Water and Cucumber is Aloe Water, Cucumber, peel, palm, frond and pineapple nectar are oh so mellow. So this is very fresh, very spa, very zen-like. It is on the slightly green note. I did not enjoy it in the Scentsy Soap, a little bit too green for me, but in the fragrance flower, it was a little bit more sweeter and more of that pineapple nectar shone through. So I'm wondering if more of that pineapple nectar will add a little bit of sweetness if I were to warm a bar of this, which is why I have brought a bar. I have just not got around to trying it. And this, I will say, last autumn winter was a bestseller, but it is no longer a bestseller now. So it is not as popular as it once has been, but it does tend to be a staple that goes through from catalogue to catalogue. The next one is a bestseller, Amazon Rain, and this one will totally go into my Scentsy Club if it ever retires. It is set off on a rainforest rob, swirling with sweet notes of melon, orange zest, coconut milk, and sultry night blooming jasmine. So this is a tropical fresh scent. It is absolutely beautiful. You can smell that sweet note from the floral, the jasmine. So the jasmine gives it like this sweet floral. The coconut milk gives this burst of fresh, zesty energy. And I think that orange, is it orange peel? Orange zest. So the orange zest gives a little bit of a burst of zing. It's just a melody of all those scents combined. It's fresh, it's tropical, it's fruity, it's floral. It's absolutely beautiful in the laundry and the bathroom. It's where I tend to warm it. But it is strong enough that I do get a good enough performance in my open concept area. So if I'm wanting a little bit of a fresh springy burst, I will sometimes warm this in the open concept area. And I have recently actually mixed this with coconut and lemongrass. The two combined smell really, really good. So the next one we're going to talk about, and that's new to our catalogue, is Big Surf, and it is waves of citrus surf pressed over ocean flower with splashes of lemon water. So I was making samples of this the other day, so I have had a sneak warm peek of it, not through its whole cycle. The way I warm my samples is I get the little silicone things that you would make chocolate molds in or ice molds in, so that they are ones that you can actually pop in an oven and that. So I will chop the wax up, pop them in there, and then I just lay it flat onto my sandwich press. It heats the wax up super quick, so I'm not compromising too much of the scent by warming it slowly in a warmer to get into the mold. So it's still pretty much got most of the scent, and you can smell most of what you're meant to smell with your samples. Let them set, and then there you go. So what I did smell of Big Surf warming, it's salty sea air, and I did not enjoy it. I'm not a salty sea air fan. It's got a fresher aquatic note than most salty sea air, but that salty sea air still lingers in the background, and I'm not the biggest fan. I will say it's a strong performer though. I think it would be open concept worthy. So if you like aquatic salty sea air notes that are strong performers that will fill your house, I think this might be a good option for you. The next one we're going to talk about is By the Sea. I have actually not tried this one, and this is the scent of ocean air wafting through dewy seagrass. So this is kind of again along those salty sea air notes, but it's kind of got that sandy, dewy greens that you smell along the beach, the corally seaweed type smell, which it kind of reminds me of. So whereas this is more about the ocean itself, this is more about the water rushing in onto the sand mixed with the seaweed, is what I kind of get from smelling this. So if you're after a beach type of vibe, maybe mix those two. The next one we're going to talk about is Clothesline. While I have not tried this in the wax, I have tried this in Scentsy Fresh, and I was pleasantly surprised with what I smelt in Scentsy Fresh. So it is a bestseller, and it is crisp greens, orange flower, creamy violet, and white wicker basket will let you savour the scent of just washed laundry. So this is absolutely strong in the clamshell, which means it's going to be a powerhouse. As I said, I have not warmed it. I have heard it's a powerhouse. To me, in the tester, it smells like fresh, clean, crisp laundry. The Scentsy Fresh had a little bit of a sweetness about it from that violet, so I got a little bit of that floral note from the Scentsy Fresh, but I don't pick that up in the tester, and I think it's just a little bit too crisp, a little too clean linen. Doesn't have enough sweetness for me to really enjoy this one personally, which is why I probably have not got around to trying it. So the next one is Coconuts for Coconut, and it is new to the catalogue, and it is an Ocean Breeze, Wheeze Along Coastline, lush with wild coconut and tiare flower. So I kind of pick up a little bit of a vibe from our last summer collection when I smell this on cold from the Coconut Daiquiri. But this is a bit more coconut forward to me. It's a little bit more creamier. The tiare flower, which is a gardenia, you can smell that creaminess and that exotic floral of the gardenia mixed with like that tropical note of the coconut, kind of coming across maybe a little bit banana-y, which is what is in Coconut Daiquiri, which is probably why I'm getting Coconut Daiquiri vibes. Warming this when I did testers, that tiare flower shone through a little bit more, giving it more of a creaminess, giving it more of a rich, exotic, tropical feel, and I did quite enjoy this. I don't know that it would be Scentsy Club worthy, but I would definitely pick up a few more. I would definitely warm a few more and enjoy a few more of these. Coral Waters. So this is also coming out in our laundry line here with this catalogue, and it is Lush Nectarine Blossom and Peony bloom alongside bright clear coral waters. So this was new to the last autumn winter catalogue, and again, it was just a little bit too aquatic for me, not enough sweetness from the floral. It does have a little bit of a brightness over a lot of other aquatic scents, but predominantly I smell a clean, fresh, bright aquatic when I smell Coral Waters. I can see why they would put this in laundry. This would give your laundry that clean, fresh, bright type smell. So I think this will do really well in the laundry line. But as for wax, it was not a favourite of mine. The next one, this goes into my Scentsy Club at the end of every autumn winter catalogue, because it normally retires at the end of every autumn winter catalogue and is not around in our spring summer catalogue. And that is Cozy Cardigan. This is Find Bedded Bliss in layers of soft suede, blushing rose and amber silk. So this is dreamy, it's romantic, it's warm, it's comforting. So you get this musky, perfumey, cozy, for want of a better word, which is probably why it's called Cozy Cardigan. So it's very much a bedroom scent. The type of scent you can pop in your warmers, pick up a book, watch a movie with, and just relax to. So that rose in it adds a little bit of sweetness, but it's not predominantly powdery, it's not overheaty. I think it just helps to add to that musky, soft vibe. It is absolutely beautiful, and I can't get enough of this scent. You'll usually see, if you watch my empties, at least once a month I have a bar of Cozy Cardigan in my empties. The next one is Daydream Oasis. Lose yourself in a sweet melon and visions of luminous pear leaf and water lilies. So this is new to our catalogue. So I did do samples of this one too. This is a little bit more greener than what I was hoping. So it's kind of like that agave nectar type spa zen green feel. I was hoping more of the pear would come through, but I'm getting more of that green melon, creating that spa agave type smell when I warm this one. So the next one is French Lavender, and that is pure herbal fragrances of wild lavender from the hills of France. So I haven't actually warmed a bar of this, mainly being because there are other lavender scents that I probably would enjoy more than this one. But I will have to get around to warming it one of these days, because I typically do enjoy lavender scents. So, and I think with the description, pure herbal fragrance of wild lavender from the hills of France, I think they've hit the nail on the head when they use the word herbal. So this isn't a sweet lavender at all by any means. It is very earthy and very herbal. And it does smell like the lavender that you would see in a garden and pick before it's made into a soap or before it's made into a bath gel mixed with those sweeter fragrances. It smells like the actual lavender plant. The next one is Iridescent Pearl. This also tends to go into my Scentsy Club at the end of each season. This is one of those scents that some people say they can hardly smell it all. Me personally, if it's warmed in the right area, I actually get a good scent from it. So it is described as lustrous layers of ripe, juicy mango and apple blossom wind down with a tranquil water lotus. So this is another one of those really beautiful, sweet, tropical notes that come across fruity. So it's a fruity, tropical, aquatic to me. So that water lotus is a very sweet, watery, aquatic, and then you've got the amendment of the juicy mango and the apple that's kind of enhancing that sweetness and bringing a beautiful, perfumey, fruity note. I really love to warm this in the laundry and bathroom area, and as I said, it typically goes into my Scentsy Club at the end of each season, because I do get a decent throw in those smaller rooms. I also get a really, really good throw in my daughter's room, so occasionally this one does go into my daughter's room too. The next one we're going to talk about is Jade and Jasmine. So this is start fresh with green lemon and blue jasmine, garnished with rosemary in this gem of a fragrance. So this was originally a scent of the month for us, January 2020, and then it made its way into the catalogue, and it's been in the catalogue since then. So if you like fresh, bright cologne smells, you will absolutely love this. This is cologne, but it's sweet, and it's actually one of the cologne smells that I would warm in areas other than my bathroom and other than my laundry. Normally cologne smells stick to my bathroom and laundry, but this is one that I can warm in the open concept area and enjoy. And it's a strong performer. It fills the open concept area fantastically. Reading the scent notes, I would have thought it would have been a bit more floral, but I get just this bright masculine cologne from that green lemon and that rosemary, and it's actually quite pretty. Not one that I would pop in my Scentsy Club, but if I had a bar floating around, I would warm it, I would enjoy it, particularly if I was in that type of a mood. So, next one we're going to talk about is Jammy Time. So this one is a staple for us in our household, and it is Drift into Dreamland with baby freesia, lavender and sweet pea. So this is a sweet lavender as compared to French lavender, which was pure herbal. That sweet pea and the freesia adds a bit more of a floral to it, makes it sweeter, makes it softer. I love to actually warm this in my daughter's room. She also shares a room with my 2-year-old, so I tend to pop the pods of this in the wall fan diffusers and warm this quite regularly in their room. I find it to be one of those scents that for me scream calming. None of our fragrances have any medicinal quality. They are all fragrance enjoyment only. But for me personally, I find this to be quite calming, quite soothing, a very pretty, soft, florally, powdery lavender scent. The next one is Just Breathe, and breathe deeply as soothing eucalyptus, zesty lemon, and a melody of mints comfort and rejuvenate. I cannot warm this one. I've warmed it once. It is a boomer. It fills the house. I just cannot warm it. It induces a headache in me. But it's kind of like a Vicks Vapor Rub type smell mixed with citrus. And that citrus just adds this tartness to it that I really don't like, and I think the citrus is what sets off their headaches. Some citruses I have found too overpoweringly to set off my headaches, and this is one of them. I think if this didn't have that citrus in it, it would be just a really nice eucalyptus, mentholy type Vicks Vapor Rub type scent. This would be one of those scents you could warm to clear the air if you had a nasty odour going, because it is strong and it is a brilliant performer, just not one for me. The next one, Lavender Cotton. So find your magical moment in purple lavender, soft cotton and daisy blossom. So this one reminds me a little bit of 100 Acre Wood, but it has a bit more of a linen, crisper, cleaner vibe, and I can't open it, but I have warmed it before and I really do enjoy it. You get that clean, crisp, fresh linen vibe from the cotton. So it's find your magical moment in purple lavender, soft cotton and daisy blossom, and I think that lavender and that daisy again just peak that little floral note, taking it above just a clean, crisp linen laundry, kind of like opening a window, smelling after you've done a load of washing and smelling that cream crisp laundry on your clean crisp sheets with just a little bit of that soft breeze and the soft florals coming through your window. It is very, very pretty, and it is quite a decent performer. I'd say mid performer. I tend to warm it more in bedrooms. I haven't tried it in open concept area. The next one is new to our catalogue, and it is Magnolia Linen, and it is sun-washed linen, dances across the breeze amid a garden of magnolia and honeysuckle. So I get more clean linen, but then I get in the back note that powdery floral. So I kind of think I might enjoy this one warming a bar through fully. I've only done samples, and the top notes, you get more of that linen with a little bit of a powder in it. I think that floral might come through longer as it warms. I will say it's going to be a strong performer. It will fill up the open concept area quite brilliantly. Next one, make a splash. Dewy melon and fresh green apple dive into refreshing turquoise waters. So this is actually another one I don't seem to be able to open, but I have smelt this one and I do quite enjoy this. This is open concept worthy, and saying that for an aquatic, most aquatics I find to be on the later side, but this is one that is quite strong performing. And by on the lighter side with most aquatics, I mean most fresh aquatics, not most salty sea air aquatics. But this is one that surprised me. I didn't think I would like based on the description, but really enjoyed when it was warming. And I think it's because that green fruity apple shines through, giving that fresh aquatic just a little bit of a fruity note. And I do tend to, when I'm warming this, add another apple note in alternating warmers to really enhance that apple in here. So it's very fresh, it's very spa, it's very zen light mixed with a sweet fruity, and it's actually coming in our body line. And it was actually a bestseller and it's actually classified as a bestseller now. I will say, which I forgot to say, Jammy Time and Just Breathe are also bestsellers. So the next one, Pink Cotton, another bestseller, and this is one that shocked me in the most best possible way. When I smell this on cold, I just get a clean laundry smell. So it is described as, find your fantasy on a cloud of clean cotton swirled with fruity pink berries and white vanilla sugar. So when I first smelt this, I just got clean, crisp laundry. And it was underwhelming to me. I'm like, just a basic clean, crisp laundry, not something that I'm going to enjoy. And then, because what I do is I buy 3 sets of testers. I buy one that I use as a borrow bag to go out to customers, one that I keep at home, and another spare in case my borrow bag's not back and another one person requests a borrow bag. So I've got a couple basically that I can send out at a time, and that spare one usually sits in the car if I'm going places. So if someone wants to smell some of the testers, I have like an on-the-go type kit. But my borrow bag went out, so I joined in February of 2020, and my borrow bag went out in December of 2020. So from February right through to December, I just smelt this as a clean laundry scent. And then because December was our hottest here in Mount Isa, our summer and our hottest part of summer, 50+ degrees Celsius, when it came back, a lot of my testers, I mean, we were due for a new changeover season anyway, so it didn't really bother me. And I had it spares, as I said, but because it had been given as a borrow bag, but it was also given to someone that was hosting the party for me, so she'd take it to work with her to people that weren't coming to her party to get some orders. She'd have friends borrow it and give them to her friend, their friends, and so on. So it did the rounds, this borrow bag. And so by the time it came back, the heat had got to them a little bit and they had started to warm up a little bit. So Pink Cotton, obviously, in that process, started to go through that warming process, and that red berries came through, and I'm going through my test and I'm like, what is that smell? It smells absolutely amazing. What is it? I have not smelt that before. I want to find what it is and buy myself some bars and warm on myself. And I found the tester and I'm like, was totally shocked. I'm like, this did not smell like this before. That warming process really transformed this little tester. It's a strong performer. It will fill up your open concept area, but that little bit of berries warming gives like this sugary, sweet note that cream crisp linen was missing. So that cream crisp linen mixed with berries, absolutely amazing. If this were ever to retire, it will go into my Scentsy Club. That is how much I now enjoy that. So from a scent that was underwhelming to me is now one of my top favorite scents. So the next one we're going to talk about is White Tea and Cactus, a clean, crisp and refreshing floral mix with green notes. So I haven't tried this one, and the reason I haven't tried this one, this comes across in the tester as green and salty to me. Two of the scent notes in fresh categories I just do not like. I get that green agave note mixed with a salty sea note. And I think it's that clean crisp that's kind of coming across a little bit salty, even though it doesn't say it has any salty sea notes. And the green notes are just way too overpowering for me. So the last one we're going to talk about is Windowsill Breeze. And this is fresh, clean breeze, filters through crisp linen in a perfect spring moment. So for me, this is kind of a toned down version of Clothesline without the amendment of the floral. So you're smelling just a crisp, clean laundry, slightly toned down, not as strong as Clothesline. So if you are finding Clothesline too overpowering, but like the smell of Clothesline, maybe give Windowsill Breeze a try. So they are the 20 scents from our fresh category that will be available in our Autumn-Winter 2022 catalogue. My top 6 picks, if I were to do a bundle and save 6-pack based on just fresh scents, number 1, I am going to say would have to be Cozy Cardigan. It goes into my Scentsy Club at the end of every season. In multiples, may I add, not just in one. And I go for at least once of these a month. So I cannot get a 6-pack without getting Cozy Cardigan. Followed by number 2, Pink Cotton. Again, I don't warm it constantly, but when I'm after something clean and fresh and sweet, this is something that would be one of my go-tos. Number 3 would be Amazon Rain. This is a staple for me, particularly in my laundry and my bathroom area. And I do like to occasionally warm it in the open concept area when I'm after something fresh, sweet, fruity and tropical. So number 4, Jammy Time. Have to pick up a Jammy Time. It's the one I love to warm for my son and my daughter in their room. If I'm looking for something, a lavender scent that's soft and lavendery and sweet. So number 5. Now, here's where it's going to become quite tricky, because to do number 5 and number 6, there are actually 3 scents out of them that I would probably choose from. So I'm going to go number 5, Make a Splash, mainly because if I were to look for an aquatic scent, I want an aquatic scent with a little bit of a fruity step to it. And in my selection here, I have tropical, I have lavender, I have fresh, I have cozy, but I don't have a aquatic scent, which would be good for summer. So number 5, I will go Make a Splash to round out my aquatic scent. And then number 6 would either be Iridescent Pearl or Lavender Cotton. I'm thinking maybe Iridescent Pearl just to oomph up that fruitiness with Make a Splash for number 6 to round out my 6-pack, because it kind of, to me, when I'm looking for fresh scents, this is kind of the selection I would choose for my fresh scents and the mood I would choose for them in. But I will give an honourable mention to Lavender Cotton if I want something still lavendery but a little bit fresher. So I will give an honourable mention to Lavender Cotton, because that could possibly be changed out with either Iridescent Pearl or Make a Splash in my 6-pack, depending on what mood I was feeling in. So they would be probably my go-tos with my fresh scents. Let's talk about what didn't make it back from our last autumn winter catalogue, or that may be retiring in our current spring catalogue, that may have also been in our last autumn winter catalogue. So I find if they were retiring, not always, but a lot of the time I find that if they were retiring in this current catalogue, they usually mean, and they were in that last autumn winter catalogue, it usually means that they used to be a scent that would roll over from catalogue to catalogue. So an indication that they're retiring now is a good indication that they won't be back next autumn winter. Not always, but most of the time I find that's the case. So we are going to go autumn winter 2021. It could be that just they're getting ready to just make it for maybe just a specific season, because it's not as popular in a season also. But I do find on the whole, something that normally might go through from catalogue to catalogue, it's usually at a risk of potentially retiring fully. So, Black Salt and Cyprus, it's currently available. It's been available, it was new, I believe, this autumn winter catalogue in 2020. It followed through into the spring summer catalogue, but they are now getting ready to retire this one. So if you like, coastal cypress mingles with cool marine waters while a touch of black salt swirls in the breeze. So this is very salty sea, and it's got that bitter black salt in the background. I don't like this one at all, but if you do like those type of notes, if you love black salt sea and cypress, you've still got a few days to add that one to your Scentsy Club, so you can still be able to get it. But as of the end of this month, it will be no longer available. Bondi Bungalow is also one that is currently in our current spring summer catalogue, and it is getting ready to retire too. So you've got these last few days to add it to your Scentsy Club if you really like Bondi Bungalow, which is watch the waves sparkle beneath a dreamy veil of sea minerals and ocean air. So again, it's another salty sea air note type scent. So what didn't make it back, and I pulled my old testers to give you my impression of them. What didn't make it back is Salty Seas. I do not like this scent. Also, I'm not even going to open this one. I have warmed this one. And it is set sail towards aromatic shores scattered with plumeria petals, salt flower and earthy sea moss. I get the salt flower, the earthy sea moss. It's very, very salty sea air. I actually mixed a few of my testers the other day with my old testers of Make a Splash, and it was a mistake because it overtook Make a Splash. Salty Seas was a strong performer. I thought Make a Splash would tone down that salty sea note, bring a bit of sweetness. Just didn't work. And to me, to be honest, doesn't mind. I'm not too overly disappointed that's not coming back, because it's not one I enjoy. But if it's one you enjoyed, I am sorry for you. but it did not make it back into our catalogue. Hopefully, if you did enjoy it, you have it in your Scentsy Club. The next one that did not make it back was Now and Zen, and that is Sunny Grapefruit, balances calming chamomile in a yin and yang kind of love story. I never warmed one of these. So this comes across like a salty citrus to me, more than anything. I honestly could see this being in a citrus category, not just a fresh category, because I kind of get a salty citrusy type vibe of that one. But that did not make it back into the catalogue. It will not be available in our new catalogue. So that is our discussion on the fresh scents for Autumn Winter 2022. What are your favourites? I would like to know. If you are new to watching, please like and subscribe. If you're returning, thank you for staying and watch my discussion about the fresh scents that are coming into the 2022 catalogue. I hope you're all having a great day. I will be actually combining tomorrow because our spice and our bakery section is really small. There are only 1, 2, 3, 4. There are only 5 bakery scents in our bakery section. One more than what we normally get. We normally get between 3 and 4 bakery scents, so they have upgraded us to 1 more, which is a little bit exciting. But our spice scents, we always, autumn, winter, spring, summer, tend to only have the 1 scent. So I will be combining those to tomorrow's video, and then after that, we have our licensed collections, which I will do the following day, and then we will have gone through all the wax scents, and then I'll move on to the oil scents. But until then, stay safe and bye for now.